What is cooking today in the Wide-Eyed Way? It is easy summer salsa sauce. That's a lot of S's. I'm Natasha Hodge. I'm here to help you get the best from every mouthful of food that you consume, so that you're feeding every cell so it can be regenerated, rebuilt into a better version, so that you lose weight, so that you feel fantastic every single day of your life. Because without your health and this fantastic miracle priceless bit of kit that you reside in, you can't get to where you want to go and do what you want to do, because having that hindered, having something putting a stop on what you want to get out of life, is you're in charge of it. You're in charge of it every time you eat. So let's get down to putting things into our body that taste delicious, but also don't give us any grief. And I've made various different versions of this over the years. And what I tend to do is I look at all the different recipes of the ones that you can buy in the shops, and then I create the best version so that you can do it at home really easily. You don't have to have a food processor, but it's so much easier. This is a fantastic bit of kit to invest in so that you can just knock things up nice and easily, and make sure that the ingredients are, you know what's going into it. So I did do a little bit of research. I looked around. A lot of the salsas you can buy in the shops have sugar in them. I don't understand it. Plenty of them don't have sugar in, but even the ones without sugar have other things in them that don't need to be there. Something like modified starch. You just don't want it. Modified starch is an ingredient that has come from, it might be corn or potato or whatever, but it's been messed with. You don't want anything that's been messed with. You want nature's foods. Obviously, you also want quick ingredients as well. So we're just going to look for ingredients that haven't got things in them that are going to mess up your beautiful body. So inexplicably, the Tesco's fresh version of their salsa has 2 types of oil in it. Again, they just don't need to be there. It's not even really for preservatives, because they only last a week. So I'm not quite sure why they've put that in there. So they've got rapeseed and sunflower oil, which, as you know, you need to be avoiding because they're rubbish. And the fresh one's got sugar in it. Again, you know, just pointless, and it's really poorly reviewed as well, so presumably it tastes not great. But their normal jarred version doesn't have sugar in, which is great, but it has modified starch in. Not so good. Old El Paso used to do the best chunky salsa. They obviously still make it, but originally it didn't have sugar in it. These days it does. I mean, when I gave up sugar, we could eat it for a little while, so I gave up sugar back in 2013. Oh God, that's 10 years ago. And then suddenly they started putting it back in. I just don't get it. It was delicious, that particular salsa. No modified starch, no rapeseed oil or anything like that in it. But then they started to put, presumably because it was cheap and easy for them to have a long-lasting product, they could probably get, you know, have on the shelf for longer. That's generally why they put these stupid ingredients in there. Anyway, you're going to be in charge. This is how easy this is to make. And this works out 164, and you're getting more for your money than you are for the ones you can buy in the jar. So this will keep in the fridge a couple of weeks. This won't last in my house. We've got a big barbecue coming up this weekend, and you know, this can go on anything. You can serve it with, of course, with fajita chicken, or just with halloumi and salad, and well, you can put salsa anywhere. What you don't want to be doing is buying tortilla chips. Sorry, rain on the parade, but one, the tortilla chips, massive amount of carbohydrates, but two, will always be fried in sunflower oil or rapeseed oil, a load of old rubbish. I have tried, because occasionally, I eat carbohydrates sometimes, but I will not compromise when it comes to rubbish seed oils. And there's only one type of tortilla chip that you can get in this country that's fried in palm oil, sustainable palm oil, and they are so hard to get hold of. So I've just given up, which is okay. I'm okay with that. So I'm just taking a look at that, so I'm ready and prepared. This is how easy it is. Now I have pre-peeled the fresh tomatoes, and that is literally just boiling the kettle, leaving them in a little bowl of water, in the boiling water for a couple of minutes, and then I've taken the skin off. Because again, we don't want anything interfering with our beautiful gut. And our bodies don't like the skin, and it doesn't like the seeds either. So I'm just going to de-seed them. And that's how easy it is. I'm literally just quartering them and then just getting rid of the seeds out the middle. Scrape them onto the plate there. In it goes. So every time you eat, just be thinking and be aware of what is going in. You don't want things that cause your gut to be inflamed, and you certainly don't want chemicals to inflame your system in any way. You don't, inflammation is what causes ill health. So if you're causing inflammation because your body's having to try and cope with chemicals or food that isn't, it's just masquerading as food. It's not the real thing. Food manufacturers are so clever at labelling things. Natural flavouring isn't natural flavouring. It just means that it's, it's trying to taste like the real McCoy, but it isn't the real McCoy. It is a chemical. So don't be fooled. And then, of course, you've got the 61 or 62 different names for sugar. Again, your body did not evolve to eat sugar. Your liver is the only place that fructose can be metabolized, and that's only because there's nowhere else for it, and it puts a strain on your liver, which is one of the hardest working organs in your body, so it doesn't want to be strained. So in goes two fresh tomatoes. I've got sticky hands. I'm going to put a whole tube of tomato puree in. So this basically has the sort of thickness to it, so you get a great mouthfeel to this sauce. And you don't need the modified starch. And you've got a little bit of citric acid in there, which is, okay, not 100% ideal, but it's there so that it keeps the tomato puree fresh. So I'm going to use the whole tube. I mean, for 50p or so, why wouldn't you? Right, that's in, chucked in. I've got a small red onion. What I liked about this is you're not doing loads of chopping, you're just doing minimal amounts of prep. And yeah, you're going to have to wash it up, but your body is so worth the effort of just putting these fresh ingredients into you. And every time you eat, it tastes good as well, then you'll stick with it, won't you? Right, so that's that in there. I've got a green pepper. Green pepper just sort of balances out the, again, don't need to chop it out really. Take the seeds out. Just gone everywhere. I mean, this is optional. To be honest, you can kind of just make it up as you go along. Which is what I've done in the first place, and then I've just kind of honed it. Right, so that's gone in. Right, so that's that. Again, optional jalapeno pepper slices. I don't like the seeds in mine because they are just too spicy. I'm not a big spicy fan. I've got a couple of seeds left in that one. So I'm going to do 4 slices of this. Just gives a nice proper Mexican flavour to it. You could use fresh jalapeno. Oh God, I've got quite a lot of seeds in there, so that might well be too spicy for me. Right, some garlic. You could use the very lazy garlic paste, which is good because that doesn't have any horrible oil in it. So two cloves of garlic. Oh, yay, getting in a muddle with my garlic. Got a bit of a manky bit there. Let's get that off. So I'm going to crush that in. I could chuck the whole thing. No, I'm going to crush it. You could just chuck it in without crushing it. Then you could get larger sort of lumps in there, which I don't particularly want. So that's in there. Don't forget as well, I'm making quite a big portion, so this is going to, this is going to last a fair while, and so you only have to make it once every couple of weeks or so. 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. Oh, trying to put the wrong lid on there. Cholula, or Frank's Red Hot, or even Tabasco. But I'm going to put a fair bit in here. It's not that hot either. Just got a really nice flavour to it. Okay, so I've got a tablespoon of that going in. And some salt and pepper. And that's it. Just so many different nice flavours in there. And then just we're gonna be nice and noisy now. Bear with. An ingredient. I'm using some fresh coriander that I've frozen. Lordy, this is like the excellent ingredient that takes it to another level. Again, just by eye, there's probably about 1/4 pack. Chuck it in the freezer and then it's there when you need it. It doesn't have to be going off in the fridge. Oh, I'm glad I remembered that. Oh, it smells so good. Honestly, that smells so good. My stomach is growling. Oh dear. I'm fasting until 3 today, so that's, I'm not going to be eating it right now. And that is it. I'm just going to scrape that into a jar. Hopefully not get it all over the place while I'm on camera. But as I say, because the tomato puree is in there, you get this nice thick texture. A lot of salsas are too runny, too watery, because they're all fresh tomato. But this has got so many excellent flavours in it, and it has a really good thick quality to it. Oh man, that smells so good. Please don't go everywhere. Do not go everywhere. Can I do the whole lot without getting it all over the place? So yeah, so I know, you know, I've got some clearing up to do. I've got a bit of washing up. To be honest, you just chuck it straight in the dishwasher. But you know what went into that. And there's nothing been fannied about with or mucked about with. And therefore, when I eat it, it's going to be doing the job. The flavours are going to be fantastic. For a start, I'm going to be smug because I made it. But also, I know that I'm doing the best for me and for my guests, obviously. Mind you, they're a load of young people, so they're probably being a load of old rubbish on top. So that's it. Look at that lovely massive jar of that. That's quite a lot there, isn't it? That's probably double what you'd get in another jar for £1.64. That's it. If you'd like the recipe properly written down, DM me and I'll send you to the landing page for the PDF. And if you want to know exactly how to live to get the best from your body, to start your low carb fasting journey easily, quickly and today, then just DM me and I'll send you the link to get you started for the best life, a long life. I'm Natasha Hodge. I hope you found that helpful. I'm here to get, well, every moment out of your life in the best, healthiest version you can create with the best food. Take care of yourselves, and of course I will see you next time. Bye for now.